Hello and welcome to this week's 2-minute Parsha. Last week in Parshas Vayikra we went through all the Korbanos. Went through primarily the details of the laws regarding to the individual who's bringing the Korbanos. In this week in Parshas Tzav, the Parsha again starts off going through all the Korbanos, but it's more the laws that relate to the Kohanim. How they bring, all the laws relating to how they bring again the Oila, the Mincha, the Shlomim, the Chatos, the Asham, everything. Things like the Trumas HaDesha and how they take the ash off the Mizbeach, or the 3 fires that the Kohanim have to make sure are always on the Mizbeach, what the Kohanim wear when they bring the Mizbeach, how the Kohanim go about kashering the animal, what parts of what carbon or what animal they keep or they eat, what's the din when there's pigul, if the offering is rejected. What happens if the part of the animal from one of the korbanos is basar tomei? It's tomei basar that you're not allowed to eat it, or if the man, the kohen himself, if he's tomei, that he's not allowed to eat it, and if he does, he gets koris. After that, the Torah reiterates the issue that we had last week of eating blood or chaylev, certain types of fat. Then the Torah continues. If you remember in Parshas Vayakel, Hashem first told Moshe how to consecrate the Kohanim, how to do the inauguration of the Kohanim. And then the next week, in Parshas Pekudei, Moshe repeats the whole Parsha. Well, in this week, Hashem calls Moshe and he tells him to call Aharon and his sons and Klal Yisrael and gather them all together, and we're going to go ahead actually doing this consecration, the inauguration of the Kohanim. Everybody gathers around the Mishkan. The Kohanim bring with them 1 cow, a par, and 2 rams, and a basket full of matzahs and types of breads and oils, like we mentioned then. Moshe has the Kohanim wash their hands, he has them dressed, put on the big kahuna, then Moshe anoints them with the oil, then Moshe goes and he takes the par of the cow and he brings the carbon chatos. The Torah goes into detail how he brings the carbon and everything that relates to the chatos. Then Moshe brings the carbon oil from the first ram, and again the Torah tells the details of how that is done. And then the Torah brings the second ram for the carbon miluim, the inauguration carbon, and the Torah goes into detail of how that is done. Then Moshe takes the bread from the basket and he puts it in the hands of Aharon and his son, the Kohanim. He lifts it up, he does the tnufa, he waves them, all the service of the inauguration of the Kohanim. After this service, the Kohanim in the Mishkan are told that they're not to leave the Oil Moed of the Mishkan for 7 days, for the first 7 days of the Mishkan as part of the inauguration ceremony. In summary, this week's parsha we had the Korbanos, specifically the laws related to the Kohanim, the Isser of eating blood or chaylev, and finally the inauguration proceedings of the Kohanim. See you next week. Good Shabbos.